Well, all I can say is, unfortunately, we lost Ahmed this year, and it was a great shock to everybody. I was honored that last year I organized an Atlantic reunion at our club in Las Vegas, and Ahmed said he wouldn't miss it for the world. And we had probably 150 people, but this was the older Atlantic. This was the 70s and the 80s people, Dave Glue and Dickie Klein and Phil Carson was there, and all the people that were there during the Yes heyday. That's the newer people that are there now in 2000. Ahmed was the last of the Mohegans. But he came to that reunion, and he made a speech, and really, I think everybody walked out with like tears in their eyes, because he talked about how, yeah, he was the guy out there and doing it, but it was such a family, and he never could have done it without the help of everybody that was in that room at the time, which was really shows who Ahmed Ertegun is or was. I mean, I did a few interviews for Billboard about his life. I said Ahmed could have a meeting with Solomon Burke in the morning and Henry Kissinger in the afternoon, and then go to Mick Jagger at night. He was so unique, but so music and person-oriented that I never met anybody like that in my life. And it was a thrill to be able, and I tell people, it was never like I worked for Ahmed. It was like we did everything together. It was much more almost like a father-son relationship. I mean, I remember in '72, he said to me, we're going to sign the Rolling Stones, and I want you to come with me and meet Mick Jagger, because if I'm not here, you're the only one I want Mick to talk to, which was a great compliment. But Ahmed and I worked very, very close together throughout all those years I was at Atlantic. And to meet somebody that really, really had the passion for music like Ahmed did was incredible. I'll tell you one great Ahmed Ertegun story, which you might use or may not, but it's just a great Ahmed Ertegun story. I was involved with the Blues Brothers, signed the Blues Brothers. We had a big success, and they were brought to me by a guy named Bernie Brillstein, big manager in L.A. Bernie calls me up and he says to me, Jerry, I got another great project for you. So I said, really? He said, yep. The Muppets are going to make a soundtrack, are going to do a film, and they're going to make a soundtrack album. I said, okay. He said, I want to give you the soundtrack. I go, all right, Bernie, yeah. He said, well, you call me back, let me think about it. So, of course, who are the Muppets? I think I heard of them. So I call my kids. My kid, oh, Daddy, it's a great show. It's on every night, and it's big TV ratings. And I start doing check-in, and sure enough, it's like a hip show. I mean, Sonny and Cher would go on as a guest. This one would go on as a guest. So now I call Bernie back, and I go, okay, Bernie, we want it. So he goes, well, it's going to be $250,000 for the soundtrack and this and that. And I go, well, what's it going to be? So he says, oh, it's going to be, music, and Kermit the Frog is going to sing a song. I'm going to send it to you. It's called Rainbow Connection. So I go, okay. So he sends me the demo, and I hear this song, Rainbow Connection, and it's catchy. And I think it's a hit. So I go run into Ahmed's office, and I go, Ahmed, I just made a fantastic deal with Bernie Brillstein. Oh, my God, no kidding. What is it? I said, we got the soundtrack to the Muppets. He goes, soundtrack to the Muppets? Who are the Muppets? I said, Ahmed, you never heard of the Muppets? They're on TV. And he goes like this. He goes, TV doesn't sell. Look what happened to Sonny and Cher and Tony Orlando. So I go, no, Ahmed, this is good. I'm telling you. So he says, well, what are they going to do? So I said, well, they got these puppets, and Kermit the Frog has got this song he's going to hit. It could be a hit single called Rainbow Connection. Glasses go down again. Greenberg, are you crazy? So I said, Ahmed, you got to trust me. I'm telling you, this could be big. Everybody knows who they are. I think we can get this on the radio. And he goes, you're right more than you're wrong. Whatever you want to do, go for it. But that's the kind of person Ahmet Ertegun was. And he wasn't, listen, if it sold 3 records, I never would have heard a peep. As it happened, it sold millions of records worldwide. But he was somebody who would give you your due, let you do your thing, and just loved music and artists.
Jerry, I think there was one exciting moment when you were asked to, or invited to sit in, or did you actually demand to sit in with Yes?
One of my favorite stories with Yes is I sat in with Led Zeppelin. It's in the book. I went out on Madison Square Garden and played congas with Led Zeppelin at Madison Square Garden. I also made a deal with Foreigner when I signed the band that if I got them a platinum record the first time, that they would let me play Madison Square Garden. And obviously, you know, the first record sold 4.5 million in U.S. So they brought out a drum set. I played the encore. Backstage, Mick Jones says, you know, you're a really good drummer. I'll tell you what, we're going to take the drum set on the road with us. Any city you show up, you can play. So, of course, I look at their itinerary and I say, whoa, St. Louis, too cold. Pittsburgh, too cold. Miami, great. Hawaii, I'm going to be there. So I kind of would do the tour. But the Yes story was great because we gave him a luncheon to give him a gold record. And it was in New York. It was sometime in the 70s. And Ahmed was there, and I was there, and I think they had a promotion from Atlantic, and the whole band. And Brian Lane comes out, he goes, Jerry, we have a surprise for you. I said, really, what is that? We're giving you a drum set. And they gave me a blue, pearl, sparkling Ludwig drum set. Complete drum set, cymbals, everything. They brought it out, and we took pictures, and I couldn't thank them enough, and I said, in my little drumming, cocky way, well, now I want you to take that out to Nassau Coliseum tonight and set it up, and Greenberg's going to play drums with you. They go, okay, fine. So we drive out. I mean, I almost said it in jest, really. But sure enough, I get out there, and they go, you ready tonight? We got the drum set. I go, oh, okay, yeah, no problem. So sure enough, halfway through their set, they set it up. I see the roadie go out, and the drummer, I don't remember whether it was Alan or Bill Bruford at the time, but give me a signal, I go out, I sit down, and all of a sudden it's da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. You know, there's no like 2/4 rhythm or anything, you know, it's all strictly professional, knowing every drum break, song, whatever. And I'm just trying the best I can through the whole thing. Anyways, after the show was over, they said, well, we let you have your chance, but you know we were recording an album tonight, Jerry, and we might have to redo that whole song because of you. So I like, oh my God, you know, send me the bill then. You know, what can I say? But it was hilarious, and we always kid about that story.
Baptism of fire, really, isn't going on. You can't jam with Yes, can you?
Right.